test. There we go. Da, 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 da. Pop out the chat. All right, and then I'll get a link to our stream here. Is the... Okay, yes, it works. And the stream is live. Okay. Cool. Okay, we're set. Hi, Mr. Hadato and Root Beer Pop. Cool banana. All right, I'm running the project within Unity, so this is not like a build of the game. This is just the Unity version. It's also very, very early, so the game is not done. There are things that are going to be missing, things that are not balanced, content that's missing, and so on. But the main menu does look quite nice, I think. And I don't know how much more I'll change. I think what we'll do is, as you move the mouse around, we have 3 layers of background, middle ground, foreground. They'll kind of shift as you move the mouse around. Probably add a little more smoke and stuff like that. Okay, so we can go to new campaign. A lot of this stuff isn't hooked up yet. You can see, like, we write the pros and the cons of the nation. We're going to hook that up later. Modifiers is going to be something else where you can basically customize your campaign and create unique challenges. That's how the unlock system works as well, but that is not ready just yet. But you can click on a country, and this panel isn't finished yet either. I'm going to be saying that a lot. This stuff isn't finished, but what's it called? I'll turn the music down a little bit so I can talk. But yeah, there's a bunch of little things. We can sit here and critique all day. Like, even this image back here is like stretched out and placeholder. I think what we'll do is we'll create like a unique sketch for each army composition. So you have 3 different compositions you can choose from. The Prussians have 3, the Austrians have 3, the Russians have 3, and the British and the French will as well. But we're going to stick with Prussia today, unless you want to see, unless you prefer to see like Russia, but I feel like the Prussian uniforms are pretty nice. So I think I want to show off the Prussian stuff. Benedict, I would say right now it's safe to assume that just about nothing is final or finished because we're still so early. So I would just look at this as like there's just going to be riddled with placeholders and stuff. These little unit icons, the busts, I do think they're finished, but even the officer here is not finished. I do like this background. This soldier is done. But yeah, we could do that all day. I would just assume that most stuff here is just incomplete right now. But yeah, we'll do Prussia, and I like the Cantonist levies. I think they are nice and simple. Yeah, so we're going to start the campaign. We just hooked up the loading screens like a couple days ago. The map still needs a bit of work. It's a little bit... It's missing regions that you fight in. I think like 4 of the regions are actually missing on the map right now that you're fighting in. These are randomly picked, by the way, so me having to fight in Silesia, this is randomly generated. So there are Russians in Lower Silesia, and there's an Austrian army in Upper Silesia. And then it's probably going to send me upper to Eastern Pomerania to kick out the Russians here. But yeah, we can choose Lower Silesia, which has a provincial barracks. There's more infantry options to purchase from, but hostiles are 20% more common. Is my audio cutting out? Root Beer, let me know if anybody else, if my audio is cutting out, and I will try to address that. Upper Silesia, what do they have? So hostile nodes or hostiles are less common here, but they don't have artillery. Well, considering artillery is not working right now, that is actually not a bad thing for us. This is just more hostiles, isn't it? Or less hostiles. I'm going to go to Lower Silesia. I like the idea of more enemies are there, and we get more infantry options. And they have plains and populated areas, so we're more likely to find some towns to purchase goods at. So also, this is a really funny animation that's a placeholder. Take a look. Let me know what you think of this placeholder animation. Ready? Da-da-da-do. The little slide. Okay, so we're going into the region. Now, this is a fully randomly generated map. This is fully procedurally generated, but it's handcrafted. So it's not going to look like Minecraft-y, like blocky. But it is random, which is cool. So this is where our army is currently stationed. And the enemy army, there's an enemy headquarters over here, and they will have up to 7,200 men. By the way, let me clarify, guys. The animation is not finished. That was a joke animation that the developer put in. Please don't think, please don't think that's the real animation. Okay, anyways, so the enemy's gonna have 7,200 men, and they're building up, right? So they only have 1,800 men right now. And we have 5,000, so we're actually not even too far off. I think our issue, though, is if we go into our camp, and this is a lot of placeholders. Notice the grass here isn't done. The way this will look when the game is done is something like this. That is the finished version. So you can kind of see it's almost there. Probably just needs like 1 or 2 more weeks of work on that to get that finished, because we just finished drawing it. Okay. So here's our army right now. We have these guys called Cantonist recruits, which are not very good. By the way, you can rename them. So if anybody in the audience would like to be named after a regiment, let me know. And 2 links, you're right. If you do strike quickly enough, the enemy can't build up in time. So you have to get to that. You can get to them really quickly and try to strike them while they're weak. But if you wait too long exploring the map, you're going to face a much larger and tougher army. Mr. Regiments. Okay, so the Mr. Recruits. We'll just call it the Mr. Battalion. There. Who else wants a little battalion named after them? We can also customize the flag, so this is kind of cool. If you click on the flag here, look at this. We can change the icon. This appears in battle, by the way. This is not just UI. This is like the flag they will go into battle with. So we can change this. We can also change the color of the flag. And look in the bottom left. If you see the collar, his collar, we can actually change the collar to red or orange or white. And that also shows up in battle, which is really, really cool. So somebody can shout out their name and the color of their flag, and I will make it. And then we're going to see it in battle once I get into a fight. So let's see here. First, if you shout out your name and your color, and then I will create that regiment for you. So Hedado wants blue, so we're gonna name these guys the Hedado Battalion, and he wants them to be blue, which they already are. We're gonna go with the brighter blue, and we'll go with like blue and white. That's kind of a cool flag. And then who do we have next? Mr. wants green, so we have the Mr. Battalion with green, and we'll go green and pink. That's kind of a cool combo. Honestly, yeah, green pink is kind of cool. And we'll go like gold with yours. And then who else do we have here? Zucchini. The Zucchini Battalion. Oh. And we're going to go silver. And what did you want? Red? So we're going to give, you know what we'll do? We'll do red on red, like that. Or honestly, hold on, what about this? What if we went black and red? Oh, that looks nice. We're going to go maroon. Look how nice that looks, isn't it? And then we got our last regiment here. The IKEA regiment. All right, possibly Anzac. We'll go call it the Anzac Battalion. And you want the IKEA... Well, we'll call it the IKEA Battalion then. And you want blue and yellow. So we're going to go blue and yellow. And what pattern do we want? I think this pattern looks pretty cool. And we'll do a yellow facing. Actually, yeah, yellow looks cool. Cool. So that is our army so far. And we can get moving. Where do you guys think we should go? We've got towns in the center of the map where it's going to be populated and we can pick up troops. Would you like me to take the north road or the south road? Yeah, Santiago, I agree that even the odd combinations are nice to see. Honestly, I was so surprised with the flags because they randomly generate, and I've yet to see a bad-looking flag. They all look really cool, so yeah. You guys are going north? All right, we're going to take the northern path then. So we can take our army up here, and you notice they move pretty slow, but check this out. When we go on the road, now we pick up a little speed. So we actually get a little bit of speed here. And we're going to go up north. There's actually a broken caravan across the river, which we can investigate, but I don't want to cross the river because you take attrition. You take losses, and we don't want to do that. There is mud here, but as long as you stick on the road, your guys will not die in the mud. You can see our vision cone actually got smaller because your guys are kind of like getting stuck. The terrain's a little rough. So as you're going through more difficult terrain, this vision cone is actually going to shrink a little bit. And then as we come out, it should... There it is. It grows a little bit as we come out. And we took a little bit. You actually see some of our guys in the top left, the manpower went down because while we were in the road, some of the guys died in the mud. So we need to go pick up some new recruits and replace... It looks like the Mr. Battalion. Everyone lost a little bit of men. So we're going to continue on the road here. And let's go this way. And we can actually bump up the speed if we want to go a little faster. What I also want to do is I want to get on the hill and see if we can see anything out. No enemies approaching us, which is good. So let's get off the hill, and then we're going to go into the town. Yeah, the poor dudes who drowned in the mud. So we're going to go into the town here. And a lot of stuff here is placeholder. The name's placeholder. These people specialize in emojis, placeholder, and so on. But yeah, feeding your army and the attrition is difficult to deal with. But we're first going to spend $80 or 80 coins on getting some manpower replacements. And we have 100 coins left, which we could buy some... Do you want Freikorps recruits or Cantonist recruits? What do you guys think? Freikorps has less damage, but I think... What are they better at? I think they're just worse in general right now, actually. But the Freikorps, I think they move faster. That's what the last stat here is not showing. So Freikorps moves a little faster, but their accuracy is lower. Cantonists, let's go Freikorps because they're unique. And by the way, look, they randomly generate faces and uniforms when you purchase them. So now we're going to go check out our camp. Now the issue here is, that we need more money to open up a new division. And by the way, for anybody curious, we're going to add an animation as you purchase divisions. It's just not in the game yet. So here's an example. It'll look something like this. See how the camp expands over time as you build out divisions. That's just not done yet. You can see it's just still work in progress, right? And we haven't even gotten to a battle yet, have we? Okay, so we have Freikorps here. And we're going to keep them in reserve. We need to purchase that new division. We have no money. We need to pick a battle to get some cash. And then we can even sell some goods from that battle into the local town. So I think we're going to camp out by the town for a little bit. Where's the enemy army? They are building up some tents. They're about halfway through. And I'll progress a little. Honestly, why don't we get to the next town and search for an enemy? Enemies are like a lot rarer to find this early on. There actually is a broken caravan. If we check that out, we might get some cash. But it's in between the mountains, and I feel like we're going to lose more men. So I don't know if I want to take that risk. Next time we find a caravan, we're going to go investigate. Because there might be some money for us. All right. Oh, we see an enemy. Is that 11,000 men? Oh, gosh. Okay, we have 11,000 soldiers. Russians, I assume, are on the horizon here. We're going to meet them. All right, we are going to fight. Get ready to rumble. So this is a placeholder too, but yeah. There's a bunch of ads that keep trying to run on this stream, and I need to turn them off. 1 second. Insert manually. Okay, sorry about that. Cool, so we're going to fight the battle here. But you guys can see it's like very much based on army management. It's not like you're controlling like a million armies around the map. It's like you're controlling just this one force. What we can do too, by the way, is... Let me just like make it more cinematic looking because my post-processing keeps getting reset. So like we can go in and probably increase the vignette effect a little bit. And then do I want to do anything else? Sometimes it's fun to put the contrast up and everything, but I think this looks good enough. But let's look at your guys' units that you made. So let's bring them out here. And this is the blue Hadado Battalion. Check them out. They've got the blue and white flag and the blue facings, which is really cool. We've got the Zucchini Battalion, who's got the maroon flag and the maroon facings on their Cantonist levies here. We've got the IKEA Battalion, where you can see they're yellow and blue. So look at that. You guys have fully customized the uniforms. And as you guys upgrade the uniforms, you will see these units evolve and retain those colors. So you don't lose the customization. It stays with the regiment no matter what. And you can see the Mr. Battalion is in green. So the enemy we're facing, oh gosh. Oh, this must be... I think I'm going to lose already. This must be a bug. Ignore the fact that the map spills off and that the forest is glitchy. There's no way I'm going to be able to beat all this. 4 volunteer battalions. All right, if we're losing, I might debug and skip the battle. We'll see. And 2 observation grenadiers. I'm thinking the Russians are really slow. So if we knock out their heavier units first, then we can deal with the lighter units second. So I'm going to rush my battalions forward. The animations are bugged out right now, but they do have animations. Just the running animations are not plugged in. So they kind of glide instead of running. So just ignore that. It looked nicer. Like last week it was working, but the animations got unhooked when we were adding melee. But I'm going to have everyone focus on the grenadiers. Notice their range is really short because they have Russian muskets, the Tula musket, and we have Potsdams. So we've got a little more range on them. And that blue bar is the morale. So we're actually tanking the morale by having all 4 of our regiments just focus fire down on the Russians. The Russians have a little bit of a problem, the AI right now, because the musket range is really short and they have trouble engaging. So that's something that we're still working on now. But I need to knock out the grenadiers before all these guys form up. I'm going to retreat the Mr. Battalion because they're collapsing on our left flank. Okay, they're reshuffling because I'm leaving. I really need to finish off. These guys will fire on that last observation grenadier, and then we're going to have the last 2 guys on the Russian grenadiers. If we can knock out the enemy grenadiers, I think that's how we're going to win it. And then the Mr. Battalion, it's a little buggy. You can see like the AI is like still having trouble right now, just because this is very early. And so the AI will still need work. We have like 6 more months to work on the AI, so no worries about that. But yeah, I am worried that they're forming their battle line. They're having a little bit of trouble like walking into each other, but that's fine. Where is their... Okay, the Russian grenadiers are retreating. So we broke the grenadiers, and that means we've got these grenadiers in the north to worry about, and we're going to focus on those volunteers there. Again, the battle lines still need a lot of work, so don't judge that too harshly. It's still alpha. And I also don't say alpha lightly. I mean, like, it's still active. Like, every single week we improve on the AI and stuff. So this is not one of those showcases where someone's like, yeah, it's still early, it'll improve, and then you get the game and it looks identical to what was shown. In this case, it's literally just like every week we're chipping away at, like, getting the AI, getting them to form better battle lines. At least they're forming a line, but they just have issue, like, clumping up. I think that's the big issue right now. But just disregard that if you can. Okay, so we've routed some observation grenadiers. I'm going to take the Zucchini Battalion, put them in column formation, which you can see like this, and then rush them around the flank, and hopefully get a shot off on the rear. And our guys are still holding the line right now. We're going to rush around, form up line, and I am going to try to hit them in the back with the Zucchini Battalion, and hopefully we can punch a little hole in the line. They're all retreating, which is perfect. So now we're going to target... Thing about these Russians is they're very numerous, but their morale is quite low. So I'm going to fast forward here, and we should be able to break this last regiment, which they're going to run straight into us, and I will capture them. So you can see their numbers are going down as we're capturing all the prisoners there. And I think we have 1 regiment left, which we're going to speed up to take them out. There we go. And the enemy cavalry right now doesn't know how to charge, so they just kind of watch in fear of what's going on. So we're just going to annihilate the cavalry. It is possible to charge. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's not ready yet. Charging was added like literally a week ago. Charging was added. So you can see here, this is like 1 week of progress. We kind of have them blend into like melee. You've got some guys in the back. They're supposed to animate. The animations are done, but they're just not plugged in. And then the enemy will break if their morale goes down. So you can see it doesn't inflict too many casualties, but it definitely is like a battle of morale is what you're fighting. So yeah, you can see all the dead that we kind of formed up here. And I'll fast forward to the rest because I think the enemy is retreating off the battle. Oh, there's 1 enemy left here. And we're going to rush over and knock him out. And then after the battle, we'll see if we get any upgrades or any cool stuff. All right, there we go. Rush into him. There we go. Victory, we won. All right, let's see what we got here. So we got a couple level ups on everybody, didn't we? Okay, and our division commanders leveled up too. We have canteens, which helps with endurance, and we have carbines, which I don't really need carbines. Honestly, the loot is pretty disappointing with that. Usually they give a lot more loot, so I'm surprised at how little loot that was. What do you guys want to do with the prisoners? We didn't lose too many guys, but we could. I think we have enough food. I would like the cash, right? So if we ransom, we get a ton of cash from that. So I think we will ransom the prisoners. And we've got some more money on us. Now, the other thing that is not done yet, and I'll show you what the UI is supposed to look like. So the UI is going to look like this. Okay, nice and pretty as you upgrade your troops. Right now, it's not done yet. So when you upgrade, it just looks like this, okay? So we can see our Prussian musketeers have 1 veterancy. So I can't upgrade them to anything. If they become Jaegers, they'd need 2. If they were drilled musketeers, they need 2. So they're kind of stuck in place. We can open up our next division and drag our Freikorps in, though. And then our Mr. Battalion, he could actually turn into musketeers, or we could be patient and have him turn into like cavalry or fusiliers. What I will say is cavalry is not like the most balanced right now. It doesn't really work too well. And artillery is currently just disabled. They're on permanent hold fire right now as we're still reworking the way that cannonballs work. So I wouldn't go for artillery, but we could either go musketeer or fusiliers. I'm going to say that the Mr. Battalion will go for fusilier, and I'm going to have the Zucchini and the IKEA go for regular musketeers. So we're going to go Prussian musketeer. So you can see they transformed the uniform, but they kept the maroon facings, right? And then the IKEA Battalion, we're also going to transform these guys, and now they've turned into musketeers here. Okay, so the last thing that we can do is we can click this button to refill some of our regiments, and then our officer can get an upgrade, and we can do, I just want the movement speed, that would be nice. Hey Kel, I'm on like a mini stream. What's up?
My meeting starts at 7:30. I don't think we're going to have time to make any dinner. I don't think it's feasible. No.
Okay. Yeah, I can order some food if you'd like.
Sure, you definitely can, and we can just eat dinner after. I should be done at 8:30.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, that sounds good. Cool. All right, let's see here. And then what else can our officer get? Again, these are just like placeholder images here, but we can do... Again, the charging is a little weird, so I'm just going to give him brakes, which is not the most exciting, but yeah. Okay, so the enemy got destroyed, and we're going to go into town and get some manpower, because we need some. We can recruit, so we can get another Freikorps if we want to. We can trade. So this is pretty cool. We've got 400 gold. We're going to get rid of the carbine because we have no cavalry. I'll keep the canteen. Well, I don't need endurance. Endurance, I don't even know if it's fully plugged in and working right now. But we have a lot of weapons to choose from. There's a Jaeger rifle. There is doglock muskets. There's a training musket. We have a Delft Dutch musket. There are greatcoats, canteens. What else have we got? Stakes, jackets. I'll take some boots for movement speed. That would be nice. Experience gain with a quartermaster. That would be cool too. A greyhound mascot. I'll take that. A military treatise. I'll take that too. Full gaiters. Musketoon. I don't want to take a musketoon right now. I think I'm happy with this. So I'm going to trade. I'll make sure I get a little ammunition as well. And then I'm going to go back to my camp. And we are going to go and give people these items. So... the sturdy boots, will give that to the Hadado Battalion. Mr. Battalion can get the experience gain. Actually, yeah, he needs the experience gain because we want him to be a Fusilier. Zucchini will get the morale and move speed. IKEA can get the move speed as well. 10 move speed. And what else will he get? We'll give the main guy... honestly, because Mr. didn't get an upgrade, we'll give him the extra move speed on top of that. There. So you kind of upgraded this group, and then we have one other group that we've started, and then we're going to refill the rest of our battalions. So now we are up to, let's see how many guys we've got. 8,200, and the enemy over here is 7,200. So I think it's actually time. We could fight probably one more battle and then make it over to the headquarters. In fact, I want to go back real quick to get a little more manpower because I feel like I don't have much. I have plenty of food, just not enough manpower. So I think I will... oh, I can't afford it. Is there anything I can trade? No. Okay, well, it is what it is. I'll probably try to fight another battle. Let's go down the road. There's some marshes. There's a caravan up the road, actually. Okay, you know what would be good? If we go up to the caravan up here. And then I will go inside. And it says, you stumble across a treasure chest. This is placeholder stuff. It looks cursed to leave it or pick it up and gain 300 cash. Well, I'm definitely taking the cash. There we go. Okay. So I got a lot more range because I was by the mountains. or vision. But I am going to run over and grab, with my extra cash, I'm going to run over and grab some manpower. There we go. So I have a nice little stock here. And we get plenty of food. Almost too much food, honestly. I feel like food consumption should be a little bit higher. Yeah, we're going to go down the road here. And because this is an easy region... Oh, the enemy packed up their camp. Did you see that? They packed up their camp and they're coming after me. So I'm going to go in the hills. And I'm going to go fight this army here. So we're going to take that battle. And this is another Russian force. And again, the Russians have the worst AI right now because their musket range is way too small. All the maps are the same, by the way, and they look a little goofy. There's like these big open areas that aren't done yet. There's nice sections. You can see how nicer maps could look. Like if you zoom in here, imagine if the whole map was done like this. Like little wells, there's rocks, there's a little house and fences and farmland. We could do a whole map like that, and I think it would look quite nice. But as of now, it's a little bit like buggy the way we've just created this kind of placeholder map here. Okay. Santiago, about the telling your army to follow the road, we just haven't done pathfinding yet. So once pathfinding is added, they will follow the road automatically, or we'll let players draw a custom path. Now, real quick, let's admire the new uniforms. We have the Freikorps recruits. The Zucchini Battalion have earned their blue jackets, which is quite nice. Who are these guys? The IKEA Battalion have the nice blue and yellow. The Mr. Battalion is still rocking the white coat because we want to get them to Fusilier status. And then Hadado is looking nice too. I'm hoping by winning this battle, we'll be able to give everybody a nice upgrade. And we are facing not a big army, honestly, just musketeers. Now, these aren't recruits. These are actual musketeers, but we have a Ukrainian force that we're fighting mainly today. So we're going to draw out our line. Now, we are going to replace this battle line system with the Total War system. So you are going to be able to hold and right-click drag to determine the length of your regiment. That is something that we're going to be adding still. Teach Me Guitar is asking if the maps are procedural. The campaign maps will be procedural, but battle maps I'm going to handcraft. And I'll probably make like 50 unique maps or even more. I'll make as many as I possibly can. I made over 100 maps for Fire Maneuver just all by myself, in addition to doing the direction for that game, directing it. So I feel like I'm fully capable of designing the maps for this as well. I am going to run the Mr. Battalion in to flank, set him in column, and rush him down the center. We're firing on the flank. Oh, these Ukrainian musketeers are going to break like instantly. Again, the Russian AI has the worst AI right now because look how short the range is. They almost have like shotgun range. So that's more my fault. Look at my range. I just have to go into the code or the Google Sheets and rebalance the musket range because they are using basically like shotguns at this point and they can't form up properly. All right, cool. We're gonna fire. Will is asking if you can like conceal troops in fields. That will give them cover. We will have a cover system. But yeah, let's exchange some volleys here. Hadado's exchanging onto the Ukrainian musketeers. We're doing very, very good right now. We'll twist the Freikorps. And then look, the Mr. Battalion's here to clean up the routing troops. We're going to charge them in and knock out all those retreating troops there. And we should be able to really knock out the musketeers. And I will follow them because they're quite slow, if I'm not mistaken. There, we're going to run after them. And then the Mr. Battalion will rear charge him. Hopefully this is not a mistake. Please do not be a mistake. Oh, I'm taking losses. Okay, pull out, pull out, pull out. Okay, the Ukrainians are good in melee. The Ukrainians are very good at melee compared to my recruits here. Our general did die. Yeah, the general dies in like one hit right now, which is just like a balancing problem. But that is easy enough to fix. Again, like a lot of the numbers are not fully balanced right now. Oh, there we go. Now they're broken. And I want the Mr. Battalion to really grind up the XP. So I'm going to charge after them and try to take prisoners. All right, good enough. And then we'll fast forward through the rest of this here. Will there be melee animations? Yeah, we are adding... melee animations are done. They're just not in the game yet. So troops will actually stab at each other and that sort of thing. There's a bunch of missing animations at the moment. It's a lot of like placeholders. But yeah, we did lose our general, unfortunately. But we leveled up our... Okay, we got tons of loot here. We got lots of new weapons. Limber chest, horses. And I want to gain even more experience, honestly, because we've got plenty of everything else. Or the cash could be nice, but honestly, I want to level up even more. And then units being cheaper to recruit. So every time you conquer a region, you get, this is not for the general, this is for my player character, you get one massive bonus that stays with you the whole game. So for example, all of your artillery reloading 10% faster, or units being 15% cheaper for the rest of the game. So we're going to definitely take that. And then I'm going to use our manpower to refill our regiments, and we're good to go. Check this out. The Mr. Battalion can now get upgraded all the way up to Fusiliers. Look at that. That is quite nice. And they've got the green caps, the green facings, looking good. The Hadato Battalion has got 2 veterancy. I think we will take him... I can make him drilled or turn him to a Jaeger. What do you guys prefer? Drilled Musketeer into Guards or Jaegers into Fry Infantry? Let me know what you guys think. Fusiliers have my favorite uniform, honestly. Hadato wants to be a Jaeger. All right, if Hadato himself is saying it, we're going to make him a Jaeger. There we go. So we've turned the Hadato regiment into a Jaeger unit, and I think it's fitting to give them like a longer range weapon. So we do have a... What is this here? A Jaeger rifle. And we're going to bump up that range massively and give our Jaegers a Jaeger rifle there. Zucchini, I don't think can get an upgrade at the moment. And the Freikorps are still pretty nascent, so they don't have any upgrades ready. But yeah, we've defeated the enemy army, and now we're in winter, technically. The winter maps are not done yet. Merit, they look like caplock muskets because the icons are all placeholders that I reused from Fire and Maneuver. So those are actually Fire and Maneuver muskets. So those are not actual flintlock muskets. They're all just placeholders. Okay, so now we have to go to the enemy headquarters located in Westphalia after beating the army in Silesia. Normally this would be a French army, actually, but because the French are not in the game yet, I am fighting Austrians all the way out there. Now, because this is a headquarters region, it's a harder region, they have 2 negative modifiers. Ammunition's expensive, and officer options are less likely to find. The dumb animation there. Will winter be worse in campaign? Yeah, so 2 links. In winter, it'll be like 2 times harder to find food. So winter is going to be a really big test of your logistics. All right. There's another little... Right now, all of the wagons just give money, so I am just going to steal that money. There we go. And do I want to buy... I can buy 2 more regiments if I need them. We're going to stay on the road and go a little faster. This is just a village, so it should have less options. Manpower would be nice. And do they have any good troops? Oh man, I spent all my money. I could have got like some cool musketeers. I mean, we already have them, but I'll just buy manpower here. That's good with me. And I'll proceed. And this region's a little bit harder, so the enemies might be a bit tougher. And let's see what we got coming up. So the towns are a bit up north. We actually have a lot of towns in the south too. And the enemy army is all the way in the top right corner with 13,000 men. So this is a much larger force that we're going to be fighting. And we're going to go along the road here. Okay, and we can actually refill our Fusiliers. I'd love to see the Fusiliers in battle, so I'm excited to get them in into a fight and see how they look. The Austrians are going to be much different than the Russians. They're way harder than the Russians are. Just by the way the game is currently balanced, I think the Russians should be more difficult. I think they're just poorly balanced right now. We're going to go up north because those mountains look dangerous. And I think our objective's in the top right. So we're going to keep proceeding down the roads. I'm surprised we haven't seen any enemies so far. Sometimes they generate a ton of enemies, and sometimes there's like a few enemies to be seen. We're actually just going to camp out and wait for an enemy to reveal itself. There it is. Okay, we got 2 enemies coming up. 14,000 Austrians are behind us, and we're going to take them on. Yeah, we do need to get an officer. Are the officers going to be visible in the regiments? I don't know if they will yet. We're still working on the officer system, but right now I have no officers in my whole unit. My Fusiliers are awesome. Look at them. They even have green trousers. So they're full green with that customization. Even the back of their caps are green, which is really cool. So I really love the uniforms, and the front of the cap is silver. So I really like that uniform there. And then we have the 2 Freikorps units, which are just pure blue at the moment. We'll put the Freikorps on the side. Right now, you play on the same map every time, which is a little bit redundant, but we just haven't made any maps yet. We're still working on the mechanics. I think we've worked on this game for about 8 months, and I think we have about 6 months left. So if you guys can judge what you've seen so far, this is about 8 months of work. So we have less than double. It's close to double the extra time, but about 6 months left and we'll be done. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's fully attainable because the game is playable. Like, you can go region to region. All of the army compositions are done. All of the units are designed. All the uniforms are done. A lot of the UI is drawn. It just has to be implemented. I think 6 months, we've got plenty of time, honestly. That's not a definitive release date, but I'm pretty sure that's what might be more like 7 months, but we'll see. All right, here are your Jaegers, the Hidado Jaegers with the blue facings. So even though we turn them green, they still retain that little customization. And they've got the yellow trousers. And we're going to put them in open order in the front. And look at the range on these guys. It's way out of balance. The Jaeger rifles have way too much range right now. It's crazy. And who are we facing? We've got Hungarian Fusiliers and Hungarian Grenadiers. And they've got really cool looking uniforms with the blue trousers. And then on the left, we've got more Hungarian. So 2 Hungarian divisions on the wings. And then some Austrian cavalry in the center. Now the cavalry is like disabled, so they're not going to do too much against us. But I'll just bend the line backward. Oh, am I out of ammunition? Uh-oh. These guys do not have ammo. Even the Freikorps is missing ammo. Okay, this might actually be a tougher fight. I'm going to load these guys into column, I guess. My 2 regiments on the right have no ammunition. I forgot to buy ammo. Okay, well... Okay, this might actually be real tough for us right now. Zucchini also has no ammunition. Oh, this is rough, man. I forgot. I forgot to buy ammo. We do need to make a better way to symbolize if you're out of ammunition. And right now there is not. And that is a bit of a problem. Oh my gosh, guys. I think I screwed it. I think I screwed up. Okay, yeah, I told you the Hungarians are a lot hard. Oh, our Freikorps are already running away. I just need to charge, I guess. Oh man, it's disastrous. Hidado Battalion's like our only hope here. Or the Mr. Battalion, rather. Okay, charge these guys in. This is disastrous. Okay, Mr. Battalion, we're charging in. The Hungarians are the best in melee, so they will just instantly rout my troops. And yeah, that's not good. Okay, what I'm going to do is just... Okay. I'm going to end the battle, and I'm just going to call it a victory and go buy ammunition. I lost a whole regiment there, which is rough. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Okay, I'm going to remember. Oh, my ammunition broke, and I am now max supply. Okay. The ammunition's at like an overflow state. At least I know I have ammo then, huh? Let's sell all of our crap that we don't need and get some cash. And we'll try that again. Let's see if the ammunition fixed itself. Ammunition's being reworked. I think as soon as next week, the entire ammunition system is being redone. So if the ammunition system is broken here, I'll let you know. It is not. Everybody has ammo. Okay, they do have ammunition. But yeah, we had a little bit of an ammo overflow, so we have 99999 ammo. Now our regiments are a lot smaller because I did not replace my casualties from that battle that I skipped. Okay, we'll fight a more reasonable battle. We have Grenzers that we're fighting here, and Grenzer Grenadiers. So this is a whole Croatian-themed division, and some artillery which cannot fire right now. So yeah, yes, that was the true miracle of Brandenburg, was surviving that battle. That was definitely the miracle of Brandenburg. All right, let's actually see our Jaegers working properly. And we're going to engage now. All right, guys, take a shot. Here we go. Come on. There we go. We're firing. Oh, we need to get in range. They outrange us. So Austrians are better shots than we are. So as Prussians, we actually need to run up and engage because they're... oh, man, they're really targeting the Jaegers. I'm going to run the Jaegers out of range and then run them back in range because they're targeting them. And we've got our line now firing. And the enemy is in their line. The cavalry, again, can't do anything, so the AI is like, hey, we're going to try to flank, but the AI can't use cavalry right now. All right, we are tearing apart those Grenzers in the front. And the maps are a little small, so the battle feels like it's going really fast, but the maps are a little small, and we kind of rush to engage each other super quickly. Yeah, the Zucchini battalion's, like, taking really high losses. I do think the weapons could be probably a little less deadly, because units are definitely getting evaporated right now. And the Grenzer Grenadiers we haven't even fought against yet, so that is going to be tough. Zucchini, I'm going to put you in column and run you around the map and try to get a flank off. Sorry, I'm just responding to a message. I was supposed to make dinner and forgot. All right, sorry about that. Okay, we need to engage the Grenadiers here. And I am going to form up the Zucchini battalion, and we're hiding in the bushes. And I'm going to take them off of... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are they turning to meet me? I'm going to take them off of volley fire, so they're going to fire at will now. And hopefully at point blank. All right, they're doing okay. I'm going to back up a little because one volley and they're dead. But yeah, I'm going to rush these guys around. Let's go knock out the cavalry real quick. So this battle is definitely a lot harder because those Grenadiers are more resilient. They don't want to leave. I believe this volley should knock out the cavalry. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to charge the cavalry and get rid of them. There we go. Cavalry's gone. And then we are going to form up line on the flank. And those Grenadiers are really stubborn. So we're going to use all of our firepower on all flanks to really try to get them down. And I'm going to turn my flanking troops on free fire just so we can get as many shots off as we can quickly on the sides here. Okay, we're reloading. We're getting shots off there. All right, they have done 500 kills on us so far. Now, what is cool is after a battle, you recover losses. So we will not lose everyone here. We can refill. Okay, good, because some troops will get injured. Ethan, the AI will definitely get better. We have a developer whose entire job on the game is just AI. Now, he had previously, the map here, he built a custom editor for me to use, so that was his focus. He also is in the middle of reworking the melee system, but besides that, his only job is going to be AI. So you will expect 6 months worth of improvements on AI. I guarantee you the AI will be improved from what you're seeing now. It is definitely in alpha, where legitimately, this is a complete honest answer, at this stage of development of what I'm showing you now, in comparison to Fire and Maneuver, we had no AI. We didn't even start on the AI yet. So the fact that we have the AI actually like forming battle lines and engaging in alpha, and they're actually doing okay, they can beat the player currently, to me is honestly successful for us compared to what we had done before. And this is with a smaller team and a smaller budget, and we're able to accomplish that. So I think we're making very, very good progress at the moment, and I'm happy with that. Even though like the map is rudimentary, the AI is rudimentary, and I know the visuals too, they can be improved on, animations and stuff. I still think we have plenty of time to go, and for what we've been able to accomplish in just 8 months of development, this game hasn't even been in development for a year yet. We started on this, technically we started on it in like February kind of. We messed around in December of last year and January of this year, just like researching how to get units on the map without it lagging. So even on Unity, I have 130 FPS just on, this isn't even a build of the game, and I got 130 FPS through the editor. But yeah, we spent like 2 months of research just before starting the game, just so everything would go smoothly. But yeah, okay, we fought the battle there. We've got plenty of manpower. We got some level ups, cool stuff. We'll get even more experience. And now let's take the Hadado battalion and turn them into the Fry infantry, which gives them a nice little leaf on their hat, makes them better. We'll refill that unit. The Mr. battalion's very close to becoming a Grenadier, and the Grenadiers are very good. IKEA can become drilled. So you can see the drilled units have the little red things in their hat. And then we're going to take the Zucchini and make them drilled as well. And then our Freikorps recruits, we're going to turn them into Freikorps infantry. And we'll just call these guys the fodder. And I'm going to make them pink. We're going to go pink and white with pink uniforms. And we'll go with a black emblem. So I like that for that uniform. And then I'm going to go in and buy some more fodder. Ooh, a whole grenadier. Can I afford that? Oh, man, we could buy a grenadier. If I could trade... I'm not going to be able to trade enough. I only have 300 cash. Oh, I would have loved to buy a grenadier. Look at them. The guards, too. That would have been nice. The towns have more expensive units compared to villages. I do want to fight the final region, and then I will wrap up for the night. But hey, for an alpha, the fact that I can play through it, and we've had like no game-breaking bugs thus far, is quite nice. I'm sure we may run into one later, but it's nice being able to play the game without major bugs, and we're still in alpha, and I know from the outside it looks a little rough, but just knowing the technical side of what we've accomplished in such little time, I'm proud of what we were able to do in this amount of time. Okay, we can pick up some more recruits just as more cannon fodder. And we will try to fight that last battle. We're going to ignore the army following us. And let's go chase. Oh god, 11,000 men. This might be it. This might be our death sentence here. We're going to fight that army who's encamped. And yeah, this might be it for us. How many guys do they have? A huge force of German Fusiliers and German Grenadiers. And we know the Grenadiers are hard to break. And then we have drilled German Fusiliers plus Hungarian units too. So we can't charge the Hungarians. They're very good. And then the Grenadiers are going to be tough. Okay. So, did I buy enough ammunition? I do have ammo. Okay. So we have Cantonist recruits, which we're going to put in the front to delay as long as we possibly can. We've got the Hadado Fusiliers, or the Mr. Battalion. Our Jaegers are here. There's the Hadado Battalion. They are Fry infantry now, so their accuracy is 58% compared to like 46 of our Cantonists. Their accuracy is quite good. We have the IKEA and the Zucchinis. Now, what's cool is we upgraded these guys to drilled, and you'll notice even their trousers turned yellow. Not because they wet themselves, but because they're drilled now. Here's the fodder, who are full pink. What are they? These guys, they are the Freikorps infantry. So this is kind of my formation, and then I have Mr. Battalion who I'm going to launch with like a rocket. So I'm going to let them approach my lines. They're going to outrange me. So the AI is going to approach. I'm going to run the recruits up. I'm going to get everybody into a sprint. We're going to run these recruits up. The Mr. Battalion, we're going to run on the flank. We've got to get the Hadados. I'm going to focus fire on the Grenadiers because they're our threat right now. Do we have any more? We have drilled Fusiliers. And then look at the Mr. Battalion. We got off a nasty flank on them. Zucchini is going to run up and deal with the drilled. Our fodder is... Uh-oh. We're getting way too close. Oh, I gave him the wrong order. Okay, well, that was a mistake. And they've all got captured. The damn Cantonist recruits. All... Yeah, I know. They're all dead. All right. Yeah, I gave him a charge order by mistake. I'm playing without sound effects, so it's hard to hear. Normally, there'd be like a sound cue. 2 links. There is exhaustion. We do have like a fatigue system. It's just not fully plugged in yet. So there will be fatigue, so you can't just run everywhere. And I know the battles just seem like right now that you just form a big line and you just fire back and forth. So we'll be doing like a lot of balancing to make sure the battles feel engaging and you're flanking or like finding hills or high ground or there's like a river or something like that. Yeah. All right, we routed the Hungarian Fusiliers. I want to fire at the drilled troops. The Mr. Battalion's taking very high losses, though. That's my biggest worry. And Hadado's getting some good shots off. Zucchini's getting good shots off. I'm going to run Zucchini up really close to the drilled Fusiliers. The fodder can engage the Grenadiers. I think our right flank is collapsing. That's kind of our issue at the moment. Surrendering animations? I don't know if we'll do a surrendering animation. We could. There's nothing stopping us. Okay, Zucchini, you broke the drilled Fusiliers. Thank you for that. I'm going to have you roll up and finish off. Everybody's going to finish off the Hungarian Fusiliers at this point. Oh, our right flank is completely broken. Okay, Zucchini, run. Run for dear life. Get out of there. And we've got to finish off the Hungarian Fusiliers. We might lose here, guys. This might be it. It might be a loss. And we lost those troops. Uh-oh. Not looking good, guys. Not looking good. I'll be honest, I don't see a good way out of this. The Zucchini Battalion's morale is super low. We have no officer. I think that's part of our problem. We forgot to recruit an officer. So we could have had an officer, like, get all of this morale back. But look, we just retreated at half strength because we've got no command, no leadership. So Hadado's going to do some guerrilla warfare. I'm going to, like, fire and run on free fire mode. Oh, God. Okay, fire and run. If I can get a shot off and get out of there. Run. Get a shot off. Oh, they're done. Yeah, no. I'm sorry, guys. I failed you. That was a defeat. What we should have done is grinded more smaller armies first before fighting a large army like this. And we needed just a bigger amount of troops here. So yeah, even though we survived technically, I think it is still game over because that was the final region or the final headquarters. In that region, we failed. So we lose, and that's that. It is unforgiving. If you screw up, you screw up. Now, you can technically load the game and try again. So we're going to let players do that if they want to. But I like to let, if you lose a run, I kind of just like to let it end like that, you know? And then you start a new campaign. And this time you could say, hey, this time I'm going to do the Kremlin recruits or the Croatian border troops or a Hungarian shock force, or I'm going to play with a massive Russian horde or the observation troops or a Cossack cavalry force, or I will... or the Prussians have a composition where you can start with 2 grenadiers but nothing else and low resources. That's a kind of a fun one. You also have a Freikorps unit that starts with some hussars so you can clean up the retreating troops, or the Cantonists are just like Play-Doh. You can turn them into whatever you want to here. But yeah, lots of replayability in terms of like the different armies you can play with, challenges, the random generation. Like if I go in and play as Austria, we can notice the map is going to be completely different. Actually, what a coincidence. We've got Silesia again. But the northern map, the northern headquarters are different. And we're starting out in Prague. But yeah, I'm not going to do a new campaign tonight. I think I'm all done for now. But I just want to show you guys, like, I think for an alpha, this was a good, like, presentation of what we've been able to accomplish in that amount of time. Like, I'm pretty happy with the progress we've been making. What do you guys think is the coolest part that you've seen so far? What's the thing that you think would be most exciting or that you would spend the most time with? Between battles, customization, the campaign, the units, or like anything you can kind of think of there. I wasn't able to show everything off fully, but yeah. What else did I want to show? Oh, like with the Russians. I don't think the Russians are going to start in Silesia. Yeah, look, the Russians have like, it's a little too far. They've got these really long lines, but their campaign is more focused around Germany this time around. So there's a bit of random generation, which regions you're fighting in. And like Hesse Castle is popular support, so you have extra manpower there, but it's mountainous, so that might be troublesome. We're still working on this kind of like campaign map. You can see like these white lines are obviously placeholder and everything, so yeah. But it's got a bit of that roguelike kind of feeling without it being too forced in. It's not like roguelikes as in you're following the nodes and you're playing cards or something. It's not following all the tropes of the roguelite type games. I think there are some original things that we've done, but yeah. Okay, thank you guys for checking it out. I will head out. Thank you guys for stopping by. And I'll do another stream next month, and each month you guys can gauge your progress. I could do like monthly streams for you to check out how the gameplay is evolving. And then the devlog for the campaign will probably be out next week, which will probably just go over everything I showed you. You guys probably saw the campaign felt the most polished compared to the battles. Because anytime we have a devlog coming up, we really focus on what we're showcasing. So this time we're showcasing the campaign. So you notice the campaign had a lot less visual placeholders. All right, guys, take care. I will see you next time. Thank you.